at the last race in Germany, especially in those early laps, choosing the right tyre, executing it so well that forcing, from my point of view, if I understood it correctly, kind of forcing the opposition into a mistake. And today, Pecco looks just as fast as ever. And do you think it's possible for Fabio to do a similar sort of thing, you know, like choose the right tyre and execute it so well that he can pull it off again?
I think he can. I don't know whether he will be able to do it, because it depends, of course, on what our competitors are doing. But I think, you know, the tactics have to be pretty much the same this week, is to get a good start, good gate, get to the first corner. Once Fabio gets in front, then it'll be hard to catch him and stay with him. I think Alish also worries me today, and also you know, Pecco. So I think there's three good guys. Maybe Maverick's a dark horse as well here. Let's not underestimate him. He's a bit further back, but he's very, very good. But we have a good race pace here. I think we're comfortable, confident, and I think Fabio's in the best riding, shall we say, level of his career, and he's on a roll.
Thank you for your thoughts, Lynn.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Simon. Thanks to Lynn Jarvis. Of course, he was part of senior Yamaha management the last time they had a rider win 3 successive MotoGP races, when Jorge Lorenzo did it in a golden run in the middle of 2015. As we suspected, and as we kind of guessed based on what we saw in the 20-minute warm session this morning, there's a big divide in terms of rear tyre choice. Lewis, you could talk us through what are the preferred picks ahead of this Dutch TT?
Yeah, real split on the front tyre. The vast majority have gone for the medium front tyre. We're going to take a look at the grid now. We'll try and talk you through who's gone for what. You can now see it on your screen. Pecco Bagnaia has gone for the soft front tyre and the harder rear. Fabio Quartararo and Jorge Martin alongside him have gone for the medium front. Marco Bezzecchi is one of the outliers on a soft rear tyre. He starts fourth ahead of Aleix Espargaro and Jack Miller, who's gone soft front and rear. Johan Zarco starts seventh ahead of Miguel Oliveira and Alex Rins, who's also gone for the softer rear tyre. Brad Binder, Maverick Vinales and Taka Nakagami on row 4. Nakagami, another soft rear tyred runner. The vast majority, as you've been able to see, are on the harder option, as is Luca Marini in 13th, Juan Mir in 14th. Di Gianantonio, like Miller, goes soft front and rear. Bastianini, 16th ahead of Andrea Dovizioso and Stefan Bradl, who starts 18th. Remy Gardner, Franco Morbidelli and Alex Marquez are on the 7th row of the grid, and on the back row we have a pretty wild card, Lorenzo Savadori, Raul Fernandez and Darren Binder. But the big headlines then from the Michelin tyre sheet that's been sent out as the riders have left the grid. Jack Miller, perhaps the big outlier. He's the only rider on the front few rows of the grid who have gone for both the soft front and rear tyre option. The only other rider who's done that in the field is Fabio Di Gianantonio.
Does have a long lap penalty, doesn't he, Jack Miller? I wonder if that's perhaps conditions his decision to try and get away early and attack hard at the start. Some more housekeeping to bring you as well. Frankie Morbidelli on the factory Yamaha, another rider that has a long lap penalty in this Grand Prix after he balked fellow Italians Marco Bezzecchi and Enea Bastianini in a wet start to proceedings here in Assen on Friday morning. There we just saw then Johan Zarco, face full of focus and concentration. He's never had 3 podiums in a row in MotoGP. It's not happened since the mid-2016 when he was running away to a second Moto2 World Championship, the 31-year-old Frenchman. He had a real big crash yesterday morning as well, coming through turn 7 in FP3. Now, then, this is a very special moment, and quite rightly so. I'm delighted to show you all at home. This is John Norder, Yamaha factory racing truck driver, who, before this Dutch TT, this is a special presentation being made by Dornacia Carmelo Espeleta. He organised a 54 truck convoy that came in from Emmen to Assen for the Happy Smile Foundation, allowing families with a sick child or a child with a disability to experience a VIP day. What a top man. This MotoGP family, I just love being a part of it, because it was a fantastic sight to see those 54 trucks in convoy making a great day for so many children in this part of the world. The streets were lined with fans, so congratulations to Yamaha and to John Norder for being the instigator of that fantastic event. I'm sure that one will continue to run and run. Assen then, as it's known as the cathedral of motorcycle racing, Who will be our latest winner at this iconic event? Will it be a Ducati for the first time since Casey Stoner back in 2008? Well, they've got a great chance with 2 bikes on the front row of the grid, led by factory star Pekka Bagnaia. Simon is with Davide Tardozzi, the team boss.
I am, Davide. I'm really looking forward to your thoughts. Pecco again, super fast, and I'm sure he'll really want this one to go differently than Germany, determined to win. What are your thoughts, feelings going into this race?
My thought is that Assen has been always and is a Yamaha racetrack, so Fabio will be the fastest to beat. But anyway, we are there, and I'm sure that Aleix too. But having 4 Ducati guys in the first 2 rows, I think that the podium is something that each one of them can achieve.
Do you mind if I ask, who do you think is really strong pace today out of the other Ducati riders?
I think that one of the surprise will be Bezzecchi. Bezzecchi as a rookie, but I think that Bezzecchi can do a fantastic race.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Well, there you go, Davide Tardozzi, full of confidence then that Pekka Bagnaia can stop this recent slump in results as he tries to recover that big gap, 91 points behind series leader Fabio Quartararo. But you heard it there, straight from the horse's mouth. Do not discount a possible dark horse this afternoon. We'll be keeping a close eye on him, starting from 4th place on the grid. Mooney VR46 Racing Team rider Marco Bezzecchi, who has started on the front row already so far this season in front of his home crowd in Mugello.
Certainly keep an eye out for Bezzecchi in the early stages of the Grand Prix, because he is one of the riders who's gone for the softer rear tyre in this Grand Prix. As you say, Bezzecchi has proven that if he does start towards the front, he can stick around towards there as well, so keep a very close eye on the rookie. Here's the beast then, starting in 16th position on the grid. A real uphill challenge for him. It's generally an uphill challenge on a Sunday for the KTMs, but they're starting a little bit further forward this time. Both Miguel Oliveira and Brad Binder getting through to Q2 yesterday. Miguel Oliveira goes from the middle of row 3. What are their race prospects? Let's get the thoughts of Francesco Guidotti with Simon.
Francesco, as my workmates just mentioned, better start position, and your race pace, as you've said, is not bad at most tracks. Are you optimistic about a good result today?
I am, for sure, especially after the FP4 and after go through the Q2. There was a few races that we missed, and we always anyway had a good race pace, but starting from the back was always difficult. Now we have the chance, a good chance to start very close to the leading group, and we hope to really enjoy the race.
Great stuff, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks to Francesco Guidotti. Yeah, it was an excellent Saturday in Q2 for both Miguel Oliveira and Brad Binder. The pair of them, their best qualifying in 9 Grand Prix since Binder started Mandalika in 4th and Miguel Oliveira started the same Grand Prix over in Indonesia in 7th place. A race, of course, rain hit, that he went on to take a victory. Stefan Bradl then, the lone representative for Repsol this weekend. We just saw there a few moments ago Marc Marquez continuing his rehabilitation. He's already on his unfortunate summer break, recovering from that right humerus operation. Stefan Bradl then, the lone warrior now for Repsol. Unfortunately, Pol Espargaro withdrawing pre-FP3 yesterday morning. Severe damage to his left rib cage, making it impossible almost to breathe even and communicate with his team. So he withdrew yesterday morning. Let's not forget, it's a pretty awful time to be a fan of the Japanese superpower. Last weekend, the Sachsenring, the first time in 40 years the Honda didn't register a point. And Frankie Morbidelli there we just saw, he's going to start 20th on the second of the factory Yamahas. And as we remind you, just like Jack Miller, who has a long lap penalty, the same penalty, the same sanction comes the way of Morbidelli as well.
Here's Remy Gardner, who's starting 19th position on the grid. Feels he's closing the gap in terms of time to his fellow KTM riders. Felt there was a little bit more in the tank in qualifying. He said there was a potential to qualify as high as 13th on the grid if he'd nailed the lap in Quali 1 yesterday, although both qualifying sessions yesterday were disrupted by some yellow flags. We generally see plenty of orange when we race in the Netherlands. Of course, those were wearing KTM shirts, of course, so we'll keep a close eye on what the KTMs can do. From further back, of course, the 2 rookies, Remy Gardner and Ralph Hernandez, starting outside the front 6 rows of the grid. Here is the talk of MotoGP this morning, Alex Marquez. place secured on the 2023 grid with Grassini Ducati, but he's certainly got a big uphill struggle on his hands today, starting from the back of row 7.
Let's quickly pop back down to the grid and speak to Suzuki X-Star team boss Livio Supo. Alex Rins goes from 9th. Juan Mir, the 2020 world champion, rather pessimistic about his podium hopes here in Assen. He goes from 14th. Simon is on the grid with Livio Supo.
I am. Livio, another tough weekend for Juan. Alex has looked strong. I really would like to hear from you what you think's possible today.
It's very difficult to predict. We know the pace is good for a lot of riders, but last year was a good weekend for John, so I hope he's losing a lot in P4, basically, only in P4. So hopefully following somebody will better understand how to manage that section, and sure, he doesn't start from very close, but he can do a good job, and Alex's position is a little bit better. Let's hope also his wrist doesn't cause any problem during the race, but let's at least hope to finish with a reasonable result before the stop.
Thank you, Livio.
Thanks, Livio Supo. There's a small pocket of Pecco Bagnaia fans in the packed to the rafters grandstands. We said it was a sellout here at the Dutch TT. I'm told from some of our colleagues in the media centre, a crowd of 104,000 fans have packed into this famous venue here today. They've not been disappointed by Moto 3, certainly not disappointed by Moto 2, and still the main event coming up in just over 10 minutes' time as we look at Maverick Vinales. Tension written all over the face of the Spanish rider. He's had great race pace all weekend as the Aprilia man, but given himself a big mountain to climb, coming from the middle of the 4th row in 11th.
Those were the dark horses we're terming in based on what we've heard so far on the grid. Marco Bezzecchi, who starts from the front of row 2, 4th position on the grid. He's already proven that he can run with the leaders this season, finish inside that top 10 finishes in Argentina, at Jerez,